Good evening, everyone. It's Renee from the archives here tonight, and today I am going to bring you on some tours. Folks often mention, oh, I wish we had some historical online tours of Biddeford, and in fact, we do have a couple, and I'm going to show you those today. I'm sharing my screen here. We're at biddefordhistory.com. So when you get here, if you scroll down the page a little bit, we're going to look at two different things tonight. We're going to look at this little pink pin down here. This is a history pin. And then we're also going to look at the National Register story map. But first, we're going to go here to history pin. And this is pink square here. You're going to click on that. That's going to open up a new page. And history pin is a site where it works with Google Maps, and it shows you a historic place on a map, which is really great. We have two collections on there so far, so you can click there. We've got Old Houses of Biddeford Saco and Historic Biddeford. Historic Biddeford definitely has more stuff on it. We'll look at both of them though. So if you click right on the collection, Historic Biddeford, and you start, and if you just scroll down the page, you'll see different buildings. And so basically what you can do is find a building that looks interesting to you. And let's see, here's one that you might know. So you click on it, and Main Street's Old Washington Block, Biddeford. And what's neat about this, so if you, this image is from 1916. It tells you right, there's a little blurb here that tells you about each image. If you go up to the top, there's a little bar here, and if you drag it, then you can see what the building looks like now. It's pretty cool, right? Then over here on this side, this is the map, and you can use the plus to zoom in, and it shows you here's the pin. So here's the location right here at Washington and Main Street. There's the location of that building. And you can zoom back out here. And over here on this side, you can use this button to make the image bigger, or you can use this one here to make it just the image and not show the map behind it. And you click on the little fella, and that'll put you back into the map. And comments and stories, so you can leave messages, comments, and stories about your experiences with those places here. You can create a link to it. This is the collection that it's in, and these are more of the same. And you can use this share button here, and you can, here's the link to it. You can embed it. Facebook, Google Plus, which I don't think anyone uses anymore, Twitter, email. So lots of ways that you can share it. Then you go back up to the top, and right here, that'll take you back to the collection, Historic Biddeford. So this collection has, oh, this is a great, here's a really, see if you recognize this stretch of Main Street. So you look here, Main Street from the Crystal Arcade past Union Block, and then you use that, and there you are. You can see right here in the brick building that the roof line was very, very different. But you can see right there, there are those original Pretty amazing, huh? Yeah, this is so like I think this is the 1870s. Um, and here's the map where you can zoom in, see right where that is located here. And find the other parts of the same collection, leave a comment, share. And that's HistoryPin. And go back to look at Historic Biddeford. But if you want to go back to the very beginning, MacArthur Library, then you can always old houses. You can bop around. You can also look at the. You can expand the map. Use that. And zoom in. And then you can see here are pins. So here's one. You click right on the pin, so the little black pins in there will bring you to the Dr. LaPointe house on Center Street. Pretty amazing. That's 1894. So that's HistoryPin. So that's one way that you can tour Biddeford and a little bit of Saco. And I highly recommend that. And remember, that's HistoryPin is right here, this little pink push pin. And our other touring site, right up here, is the Biddeford National Register story map. So if you click on that, that's going to open up another page. And this one, it doesn't use Google Maps. It uses Esri, just like a GIS site. And so it's all of the National Register sites in Biddeford. So if you scroll down, we've got an introductory little essay here. And this shows you, so we've got the downtown area here. Our tour starts down here, and it moves up through the pool, then up Pool Street into downtown. So as you scroll through, so here we come to our first National Register site. It's the Ewing Estate, Timber Point, which was added to the National Register in 2016. And the little pink push pin that shows you the site. Everything in pink is a National Register site and it's by itself. And so there's a little like informational essay for each site, along with the National Register information, like a link to that. And this just shows you Timber Point. And then, so you can see, you get to the next one, Fletcher's Neck Life Saving Station, which was added to the National Register in 1974. And that zips us right over here to Biddeford Pool. That's the actual site. So here's the historic image from our collection. The National Register history of the site, another one of our historic images. And we keep scrolling down. We come to the next site, which is the James Montgomery Flag House. And here's a historic image of that home. Of course, James Montgomery Flag, very famously created the Uncle Sam character, and he summered in Biddeford Pool. See, here's an image of him painting at the pool. We go over here to Wood Island Light Station, which was added in 1988. And we worked with the Friends of Wood Island Light to put this piece together. So we tried to get them involved in making sure the info was correct here. The next site is up the pool road, and it keeps moving. The meeting house, the Emory School is the next, and that's our first downtown. See, it's so this is where we start using these kind of green boxes in addition to the pin to show the full area in the aerial map. And hopefully that's easy enough for you to see. And here's, then the next is the St. Joseph School, which is this building here, downtown. It's a apartments, the post office. And so the post office is, there are a few of these that are, not only are they National Register sites by themselves, they're also part of a historic district. So you'll see those that have a pink push pin because it's on its own, but it's also part of the Main Street Historic District. So it has this green push pin in there as well. And now you'll start to see all parts of the two historic districts, which we will get into in just a minute. So the post office, City Hall, of course, which is, again, on the register on its own, as well as part of the Main Street Historic District. And there's information on that. And then St. Andre's, and that has a big square around it because it's a large property. It's got lots of parts. Dudley Block, which is down here by the waterfront. And then now we have the Main Street Historic District. And that's that whole big Main Street area. So everything that is green is what they call a contributing building. And everything that's red is a non-contributing building. And what is cool, and you can do this for all of the pins actually, is if you click on a pin, you'll get information. So if I click on the pin here, it tells me it's the US Post Office, gives me the address, and that it's part of the Main Street Historic District. Close, and then if I hit the pink pin, US Post Office, Washington and Federal Streets, because that is its own. But here's a green, and you can zoom in. So you can zoom in to like really to move all around. And so here, for example, you can click on this button. This is 26 Alfred Street, part of the Main Street Historic District. This red one is a non-contributing building. Here, the Puritan building. And these names, these titles are as they were referred to in the National Register paperwork. So, you know, a lot of these buildings have multiple names. Like this is called the Puritan building, but prior to that, I think it was the Hill Block. And so you'll see it referred to, I know the engines, like the Rennie building has lots of different names, Marble Block, Rennie building, Engine building, you know, you'll, but the name that we have listed on here is as these buildings are referred to in the National Register document. So this is the Staples building, Marble Block, which is Engines building, Hooper's brick block, Smith building, etc. Chevenel Park is in the district, but it's not contributing. The Exchange building, and the Exchange building is one, we have a nice image of that in the HistoryPin site. Really nice historic image of that, actually, a really beautiful one. And you know, on both sides. So this goes all the way, and some buildings don't have a special name, so they're just building, which is kind of boring, but you know, Blackwitch Block, etc. So that's the Main Street Historic District. And it also explains here in the narrative, green push pins, red push pins, what those mean. And here are some vintage images of the buildings in those areas. And then the last piece of it are the Biddeford Saco Mills Historic District, and this is the only area in which we included Saco, because the mills on Factory Island are, that's Saco. But I mean, Saco has a wealth of National Register material in their own right. But this was all of Saco that we included for this particular map. And this runs down that district, some background info. So on this district, the teal push pins are the contributing buildings in Biddeford. The yellow push pins are the contributing buildings in Saco. And there's one non-contributing building that has a red push pin. And I believe that is it's like this shed, Pepperell Shed. It's the one non-contributing building to the Mill Historic District. But this is, so each one, so this explains like what each building is. And we had help from the Biddeford Mills Museum to make sure this material was correct. So, and then of course, because we are dedicated librarians, we've got for further information, so we have links to local history events, talks, programs, and tours of our awesome Biddeford and Saco groups that do that. Photo collections online, books, websites. So there's a lot of info here, but it's a wonderful way that you can kind of tour around. You can pop this open on your tablet or whatever, and explore downtown and all of town, and find out our awesome National Register sites, and our like cool historic buildings. So again, so it's the National Register Story Map and HistoryPin. Those are two local history online tours that you can take, and I hope you utilize them and enjoy them, and have a great evening, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.